Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to talk about the Pokemon from the Kanto region that I want to get pre-evolutions in Generation 6. These are the ones I want to, not the ones that I think will or should. So let's get started off, shall we? I'm starting off today with Onyx. Now Onyx, right, well it's a huge Pokemon, it's like 21 feet long, and it hatches from an egg. An egg the size of a hand or a head or something like that, a 21-foot creature comes out of. What is in there? A TARDIS? I don't even know. But anyway, I think Onyx should get an evolution, you know, a small rock Pokemon, you know, or maybe just, you know, a snake with some kind of ground rock qualities. And then for it to evolve, you know, evolves into an Onyx, and it's a fairly, you know, fairly reasonable egg hatching and evolution. I think that would look pretty cool, and it will obviously make the Onyx, Steelix, and whatever it's called, evolution line being made into a trio, which I think would be, you know, would do it justice, because at the moment Onyx Steelix is a duo, and Steelix is quite a powerful Pokemon, but I don't think the duo does it justice. It needs, you know, a pre-evolution just to kind of balance it all out. Now for the second one, I'm combining this. We have Cuba and we have Kangaskhan. Now, as I don't know if the video will be out yet, but I'm soon to be or have done a Myths and Mysteries episode on the Cuba and Kangaskhan fairy, so you should definitely go check that out if you haven't seen it already, or when it comes out. And obviously in that episode I talk about Cuba and Kangaskhan, and maybe, you know, like a baby Kangaskhan turns into a Cubone. Now I was thinking, you know, if it were true, and if, you know, Game Freak wanted to make it true, the thing they could do is make the baby Kangaskhan in the Kangaskhan's pouch a new Pokemon. I don't know what they call it at all, but and then make it evolve into either a Cubone or a Kangaskhan. Now the way they do that is, say it reached level 30, it evolved to a Kangaskhan. But however, if it was before it reached level 30, if it was present in the party at the same time that a Kangaskhan fainted, then it would evolve into a Cubone after the battle. Reason being, you know, Kangaskhan faints, so it's sort of like it dies. So then it takes a skull and such. Obviously they can't actually have the Pokemon die in the game because it's for young kids and such. But I think that might be an interesting way to go about the evolution line. They probably won't do it, you know, because they probably don't want to touch that myth at all. So yeah, probably won't happen. But it'd be fun to see, really. You know, that would mostly make Cubone, Marowak into a triple one, and Kangaskhan will actually get a pre-evolution as well, which many people want because there's a baby in there and it looks nothing like Kangaskhan. You know, doesn't make any sense. Now moving on to Lickitung. Now Lickitung got an evolution in Generation 4 in the form of Licky, but it's still a large Pokemon, Lickitung, you know? So maybe give it a pre-evolution, make it smaller, make its tongue a bit smaller, tail a bit smaller, etc. I think it would look pretty cool, and it would also make, you know, Lickitung into a triple evolution line, which, you know, does it fair justice, you know. Might, you know, some people might not like it, but I think it should get evolution, a pre-evolution, because, you know, its tongue is pretty damn long. I think they should, you know, build on that a bit, make it a bit smaller in its pre-evolution, you know what I'm saying? Next up here we have Cyther. Now I think Cyther having a pre-evolution would look really cool, you know. A tiny little bug Pokemon, maybe with little swords on its hands, or maybe just little claws you kind of can claw with. Obviously it won't have proper scythes yet. You know, I think it would look pretty cool, don't you? Come on. And again, it would make Cyther and Cyther into a triple evolution line, which does it justice, because Cyther is a pretty damn awesome Pokemon and I like it quite a lot. Next up we have Pincer. Now, I mentioned Pincer in the evolution video, saying Pincer should get an evolution, which I stand by still. I think it should, but I also think it should get a pre-evolution, because I think that would look, again, pretty cool. You know, maybe have one horn on its head that's got one or two spikes on it, maybe have, you know, shorter arms, maybe have, you know, less teeth, bit smaller overall. You know, that would look pretty cool, because obviously there would be a triple evolution line if we got an evolution as well. And, you know, it would make Pincer more usable, because obviously this Pokemon would be the pre-evolution will be available earlier in the game, and then eventually it can evolve to a Pincer, and then evolve into its evolution, which again would be more powerful than Pincer, and be a very good member of your team. Now I've next listed Tauros. Now I'll talk about this again when we get to Johto and eventually Unova, but I think that, you know, Tauros, Miltank and Bouffalont should definitely get linked somehow, because they're all very similar Pokemon, but yet they have no links between each other. you know, I think maybe the pre-evolution should evolve into a Miltank if it's female, or a Tauros or a Bufalon if it's a male. Now, the way it evolves into a Tauros or a Bufalon is probably by a held item, you know, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how it would work. Maybe, you know, have an intermediate stage between the Tauros, Bufalon, and this new Pokemon here. I'm not exactly sure about that though. Or maybe have Tauros evolve into a Bufalon afterwards, but again, I'm not really confident on that either. But yeah, I do think a pre-evolution would be good to tie them all together, make Tauros a male-only Pokemon, if it isn't already. I don't know, is Tauros a male-only Pokemon? I think it is. I'm not too sure actually, but I think it should be at least. And then pair it with Miltank and stuff, and that would look, you know, pretty damn cool, and it would be a nice way to wrap them all up, because people keep saying, you know, Tauros and Miltank are related, and also we've seen in the Horde battle screenshots that they're shown together, and only, you know, only related Pokemon was shown before, like there was a team of 5 Houndour, sorry. So, you know, maybe that's a hint that we're going to get a pre-evolution for that. Now, penultimate Pokemon I've selected here is a Lapras, and I think Lapras should get a pre-evolution. You know, a tiny little Lapras, maybe a smaller version with a smaller shell, or maybe no shell whatsoever, or maybe, you know, just a sort of thing that would look pretty cool. It looked really cute as well, and it would make Lapras more attainable really, because you'd be able to get this baby Lapras earlier on in the game, and then evolve it into your actual Lapras, and you'd feel some sort of sense of achievement for it. And then, you know, obviously it's available earlier in the game, so you'd actually use it. Whereas usually, for example, Fire Red Leaf Green, you get Lapras about, I don't know, well, it's like after your 6th gym, I think it is, and that's the point where you don't really want, I don't really bring new members into the team, so it's not very obtainable. Whereas if we got a baby Lapras early on, I could use that as a water Pokemon, you know. And finally for this episode, I have listed here Aerodactyl. Now I listed this for the evolution video as well, and I think Aerodactyl should get both a pre-evolution and an evolution, because, you know, it's a pretty damn big Pokemon already, looking pretty scary. Can you imagine what a little Aerodactyl will look like? You know, little teeth and, you know, little wings flapping about. Maybe, you know, ground it so it can't actually fly yet. But it will look pretty cool still, you know. A little prehistoric, little pterodactyl with little wings. Like, tries to fly but it can't, you know, that would look pretty cool. I think that would look pretty damn cool. So that's it for this episode, guys. Expect a evolution video for Johto Pokemon next, because I'm going to alternate, as I said in the first video, between evolution, pre-evolution, evolution, pre-evolution for each region. So yeah, look forward to that, guys. Leave a like and a comment down below on what you think, and yeah, subscribe to me if you haven't already. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.